Hey everyone, welcome to Half and Half, the show where we're half brothers,
Who half agree
half the time.
half the time.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah.
All right. So this is going to be a little bit of an intro video, and I guess Justin, why don't you start us off? Just tell us about yourself.
Sure. So I am 25 years old. I'm a youth minister in Corpus Christi, Texas. I'm a huge sports fan. I love a good conversation, and I love long walks on the beach because I can do that now because I live in a beach town.
Nice,
Oh,
awesome.
thanks. What about you, Matthew?
My name is Matt. I'm 28 years old. I actually own a restaurant in Texas, and I like playing video games a bunch. I like having awesome conversations with awesome people. I dive into philosophy, a little bit of theology, and just try to take like deep dives into subjects that most people try to stay away from. And I mean, I hope that we can touch on some of those subjects on this, not on this episode, but in this show over some time.
Yeah, I would say, I think that would keep a listener base. I'm in for that.
I hope so. That's the goal. But we just wanted to start out and just have a little fun with today's episode and our starting episode. And so I had a question that I wanted to ask Justin. So
Okay.
what's a guilty pleasure of yours?
Yeah, I don't know what I don't know I'm not super certain what a guilty pleasure is. I guess like something you enjoy that you shouldn't. Is that what that's supposed to be?
It can, but it's also something that you enjoy that you like ashamed about. Like you don't want anybody to know. Like you eat like Cheetos with chocolate on them.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. So I guess a guilty pleasure of mine would be that I. Okay, this is weird. So I'm like, I'm a straight male, whatever you're supposed, like no, not there's anything wrong with not being a straight male, but I am a straight male, and I check out guys more often than I check out girls, and I'm like if I see a guy, for example, driving with my wife the other day, see this guy in a soccer jersey, and I literally was like, oh dang, look at that guy in the soccer jersey. He's
Those
a good
guys in
looking
soccer
guy.
jerseys, they
Yeah, there's
get you
something
every
about
time.
that. So I think, yeah, so I think my guilty pleasure is like checking out dudes, you know?
Yeah, wow. Well, that's a great segue into my second question, and I didn't really plan
Okay.
it to go like me just ask all of my questions and then you ask all of yours. We can like take turns,
Right,
but
like we have free will.
it segues into my next question, which is who is your celebrity crush, female and male?
And male, I like that. Yeah, not like a or situation.
Yeah.
So my female celebrity crush is Jennifer Lawrence.
Okay.
Big fan. Big
What's
fan.
your
Emma
favorite
Watson.
movie of
Of
Jennifer
Jennifer
Lawrence?
Lawrence?
Yeah.
Silver Linings Playbook.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah, really, I really like it, and that's also the only movie with Bradley Cooper that I like until A Star Was Born came out.
Wow.
Yeah, not a huge Bradley Cooper guy, but that's okay.
Not even in
Uh,
Limitless.
okay, so I haven't seen that one. So
Oh, okay. So
yeah. So maybe
take
as of
everything you
right
say
now,
with a grain of salt from this point forward. We understand.
right, as you should. No, and then I think male celebrity crush. Man, there are some handsome boys out there, but I am gonna go with um. Give me, give me Russell Wilson. I don't know if
Russell
y'all know who that is.
Wilson.
Quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks. So man, he is a good-looking boy. Got a
Wow.
good smile. Nice guy. I don't know. Maybe I should have gone with maybe stars if everyone know who that is,
I
but he's a
mean,
good-looking guy.
I'm just really impressed that you like gave more detail and more reasoning why you like crushed on the male celebrity than you did the female one.
Right. Well, I'm gonna. I mean, yeah. Well, my wife is in close proximity, right, which might have something to do with that. But
Oh, okay.
right.
Glad we're being honest here.
Right, yeah, sure. No, that goes into one of my questions, though. I was gonna say, if you could go on a date with one male athlete, who would you choose? Like, you are
Um,
also you are married to a female, right?
yes.
But if opportunity opens itself, you're gonna go on a date with a guy who's a. It doesn't have to be an athlete, just a male celebrity. Who are you gonna go with?
Oh man, like if you're gonna stick with the athlete,
Sure.
I don't. It wouldn't. It wouldn't even be because of looks. It would just obviously not. I don't think. But it would just be because I would love to freaking like sit down with him. But like maybe like Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
The man.
The man. The myth.
The legend. He's so awesome.
I don't know. I might get my eye poked out by his nose, but
it's worth it.
Totally worth it.
And he'll take off his shirt. He does that all the time.
Hey, I'm a fan. Just saying.
He's what got me into soccer.
So, did you want to go ahead and ask another question since I went through two?
To make it fair.
Yeah.
All right. So this one, it's probably a shorter answer, but do you floss? Like, so like, it's not even just do you floss. Like, so like, when it comes to your brushing your teeth situation, you know, I know some people that would say you didn't truly brush your teeth if you didn't also floss and use mouthwash, like go for the full effect.
Yeah.
What does that look like for you?
So actually, while I was setting up all of this stuff, I actually right here on my desk
Look at
have
you.
the flossers
Okay.
because I leave them right here. I leave them right here on my desk.
People are gonna think this is scripted.
Yeah, no, it's not.
It's totally not. Yeah.
I literally have them on my desk because if I put them like anywhere else, like even if I put them in the bathroom, I'll forget to do it. But if I'm just sitting here like watching videos or like playing games or something, I'll just like floss real quick and it's done. I floss almost every single day.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
Good for you. Good for you. I haven't flossed in years, so
Wow.
I'm happy for you. Yeah, good for you.
So, this one we cheated a little bit on, but Justin didn't think anything on it.
That's my fault.
But I tried to give him a little bit of time because it's a harder answer or a harder question to answer. But if you could change one rule of any sport, what would you change and why?
Yeah, so this kind of gets... So I actually reffed high school football for a while. So I do know the game of football at a pretty high level. And I actually got offered a job at a high school here in town, but I turned it down to keep doing my job. But so in football, you have like false start, right? Which we've all seen before, where they blow the play dead before it starts because the guy moved too early, which makes sense, right? Like, why would you continue the play if something happened before the play started that made it illegal, right? Everyone's on board with that.
Mm-hmm.
However, in football, there is this thing called an illegal formation, because in football you have to have 4 players in the backfield at the start of the play. So you can have 7 guys on the line and 4 guys off the line. So you usually have a quarterback, a running back, and either a receiver and a tight end or something, you know, whatever combination. But you can have 4, no more, no less, behind the line of scrimmage before the play. And if you don't, it's called an illegal formation and the play doesn't count. But they will still let the play happen, which makes no sense to me. It still doesn't. Okay, so you're telling me the play was illegal when the play started? They're like, absolutely.
It's so the play goes on, but
Right.
no matter what happens in the play, it doesn't matter at all.
Unless it's advantageous to the defense.
Oh, okay.
You know, like if the defense, yeah, which is like at that point you should let everything happen.
Yeah.
But at that point, why do we have any rules at that point? You know, just
Yeah,
like,
why are we blowing the whistle at all at that point? Like let's get the play
That's
go on.
Exactly my point. It's the stupidest rule. I don't understand it. And I've you know, one of my buddies is he actually coaches Ohio State football practices, and I've asked him that rule, and he has no idea.
Gosh.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So there's also some in-depth football that, you know, people can learn about. Yeah, so transitioning. What is your favorite video game to play? If you had to play a video game right now, but the video game had to have come out before 2010.
Before 2010.
And like generic, like if you're like it came out around, then that'll, you know, obviously that counts.
Yeah. Gosh. Dang, there's a lot to choose from there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I go back to like Super Mario 64 quite a bit.
Okay.
I actually enjoy watching a lot of like speed runs of
Yeah,
Super Mario
those are
64.
so cool.
And every time I watch them, it makes me want to like jump into it and dive back into it. And
remember when we played Mario Party on the 64?
Man.
It made it a drinking game.
So me and Justin have a unique skill to where we can turn pretty much anything into a drinking game.
Especially
And,
if it's on a video game.
Yeah, and so we we just kind of make rules up on the fly, and the rules can be modified, but generally, like the ones that we come up with at the start are like solid.
Pretty solid, yeah.
Yeah. And the first time that we did this was with FIFA. I think it was like FIFA 17.
I don't know. I don't
FIFA 17 or 18.
About it.
And so like the rules were like, if you got scored on, you took a shot. Yeah. If you got a foul, you took a shot. No, it wasn't a foul. It was if you got a yellow card. Yellow card, you took a shot. If you got a red card, you took 2 shots. On a penalty kick, if you made it, the other person took a shot, and if the person saved it, then you had to take a shot. And then on free kicks, you could bet shots. And so you're like, I bet 3 shots that this is going to go in. That's where it gets dangerous. And so we played like 4 games. The first game, I think I won like 3-1.
Yeah, and it was every time you got scored on was a shot.
Yeah,
you know, and then if you lost, that was a shot.
Oh yeah. We added that one
like
too.
You won 3-1. I got a yellow card, so that's 3 shots, 4 shots, 5 shots after one game, and we only had double depth shot glasses.
Yes, we didn't have. They weren't singles.
So it was awful. It's like I've had a shot. Yeah, okay. I'm like, cool. I've had the equivalent of 10.
And
it's over, man.
And so the second game, Justin's feeling great about life, and he's just more confident than he's ever been. And so we jump into the game.
Oh god!
I believe there was a red card in it. There was definitely a penalty, or not a penalty kick. There was a free kick. There was about 45 meters out. Justin bet 3 shots on it. Obviously missed.
I made it on like the other goal that I could see. Just when I'm saying more than one.
And and so I think, how many did you end up having?
I don't know. A lot.
It was too many.
A lot.
Don't drink, kids.
Some people. Yeah.
And then, but the most recent one that we did was for Mario Party, and Mario Party is comprised of a bunch of like mini games, and so you could bet, or no, if you won the mini game, you didn't have to take a shot, but the other person did. And then you could bet that the AI would beat the other person. And you could bet however many shots you wanted to that the AI was going to win. And so before this happened, though, me and Justin decided that we were going to get like, I think it was a 750 milliliter bottle of Jack Daniels.
Yeah.
And I think Justin had about a third of it. Oh my gosh!
This was the night before Thanksgiving.
Oh my gosh, Logan's so scary.
Oh, my wife, bro, she's wild. She's wild.
I like looked up and I was like, "What is that?" But
this was the night before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and Justin had about a third of the bottle, and I had the rest of it, and we were just drinking it straight. And, like
straight, no mixer.
Yeah, Justin was a champ though, and drank a little more than he probably should have, just to help me make sure that I didn't drink as much. Justin still had enough to feel pretty good though at the end of the night. He woke up the next day and ran like a mile.
I forgot. I went for a jog.
Yeah, ran a mile, came back feeling great about life. I didn't realize that it was time for me to get up and go take a drive to meet my family. And
oh god,
I ended up like throwing up.
You were in so much trouble. You were sick all day. You're supposed to see your in-laws.
Yeah, and gosh, I've never eaten so slow in my life, and it was for Thanksgiving. The best meal of the year, and I couldn't enjoy it to its fullest extent.
That was classic. All right, so all of that to say, favorite game so is Mario World 64 or whatever it's called, Super Mario 64?
Yeah, probably.
That's a solid answer. I like it.
All right, so my last question: if you had $1 trillion with a T, trillion, what would you do with it?
Man, that's a lot of fun. $1 trillion. So let's be honest. I think ethic, it plays a large role in my life, and it does to everybody. But like consciously, it plays a large role in my life. Mm-hmm. So I think that being said, one of the first things I would do
buy a mansion.
Right. That was mentioned, but I would buy an NFL franchise. One of the first things I would do. I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, but I'm not going to buy the Dallas Cowboys because that's Jerry Jones probably wouldn't sell it. I want to get a bargain, so I'd probably buy like the Cincinnati Bengals. They're pretty cheap right now. So I'd buy the Cincinnati Bengals. Try to and hire a good GM, hire a few coach. Just like really start investing into that. And I think I'd make money on that. That's a main reason I think that I would want to invest there. And then I would pay off my student debt, which I know you're saying $1 trillion, but that has to be mentioned. Went to a private university. Then outside of that, man, I think you start looking at some, solid investments, start paying, and then I think you start looking at investing into really good charity organizations.
Yeah.
Start looking at paying for tuition for, kids in underprivileged situations. I think you start
just to put this into perspective. The only reason I kind of know this is because I had this conversation one time because me and another friend, like, there was something that we saw on Reddit, and it was like we were trying to figure out how much money you would get out of this if, like, it was just some like dumb ass Reddit question, but we were trying to figure it out, and it was like over $1 trillion, and I was like, okay, well, with $1 trillion, what could you do? And
isn't that like a million millions or something like that? Like,
yeah, so like I think it's a million billions.
Yeah.
Or a billion billions. And I don't know. But it's an unfathomable amount of money. Like, you can literally buy a country. You could buy an entire country. Like, probably if you go third world, you could buy multiple countries.
Right.
All of the third world. Like,
right. The third world is now Justin's world.
And so, like, actually, I did the math on this because we were like driving.
Sure.
We were driving over to Dallas one day, and we drove by Dallas Cowboy Stadium, and I was like, it was while we were having this conversation, and I was like, how much does Dallas Cowboy Stadium cost? It averages about $1 billion. $1 billion.
Okay.
And then so I took the square mileage of my hometown. And I converted that down into like what the square mileage of, or I converted it down to square footage to figure out how big it compares to the Dallas Cowboys Stadium. And I figured out that you could fill my entire hometown with Dallas Cowboys stadiums and then still have like $100 billion left over.
Wow. Yeah, so I don't even know what to say. So it's like, I guess my answer is pretty unsatisfactory, right? It's like, I'd pay off my student debt.
Yeah, you would still have like bukus of money. Like, you would have more money than you would make Jeff Bezos like look like a peasant. Okay,
so then let's get real. Yeah, okay, sure. I would. Okay, this is legit. Here's some big money spending I would do. Okay, so the first thing, literally buying a sports franchise. I mean, that is a huge chunk of money. That's hundreds of millions of dollars. Then I would go to space.
Okay.
Like, for sure, not for like a prolonged amount of time, but I want to.
Yeah, I mean, you could buy like NASA and SpaceX.
Sure,
both, and then combine everybody. Yeah,
right. But I mean, I'm going up there. You know what I'm saying? And then I would say that I am also going to. I think I like owning my country. I think that's a really cool one. You know?
Hitler did too.
Silence. Cool. The more I have in common with that guy, the better. So that's what would it be? Awesome. Who's Hitler? I've never heard of it. That's cool. Anyway, so yeah, my question to you is much simpler than all of that. I was just gonna ask you about board games. Talk to me about your favorite board game. And then also, who would you want to play that board game with of any character of history?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like my favorite board game probably is like this game called Gloomhaven.
Okay.
And I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's kind of like really, really structured D&D.
Okay.
And so like you have like a set character, like it comes in a box that's like $100 or something like that, or 150 or something. Like it's a huge box of like a whole bunch of sets, and you start with like 6 characters to choose from, and then like you can unlock more characters throughout the game that are like in boxes, like sealed away that you can't see until like you get a certain thing done where you can open them up. which I guess you can open them up anytime, but we
Sure.
like to not like ruin it. And
Right.
they have like different abilities and stuff like that, and like the maps are laid out. Like there's a huge book of like different scenarios that you can do, and each one has like map layouts that are all different and enemy layouts that are all different. And I don't know, it's just really in depth and it's really cool.
Yeah, that's not what's it called again?
It's called Gloomhaven.
Gloomhaven.
Yeah, and they're
Okay.
actually about to come out with another. It's like I think it's an expansion off of it here
Okay.
soon.
Yeah, that's awesome. I never. Do you own it?
Tyler does. My friend.
Oh well, yeah. We got to play sometime.
Yeah, and who would I play that with?
Oh yeah.
Gosh, it would
How
just
many-
be like somebody like that I want to talk to or have spent
Right.
a long time with.
Right.
Gosh, that's a hard one. There's so many
Yeah.
people. Like
True.
I want to like
There are so many people.
I want to say like somebody like Albert Einstein or something, but like I would just not be able to like comprehend what he's saying.
Right. Right.
And so I want to make it like realistic. Gosh, who would I freaking play the game with?
Just at least one person.
My brother.
Okay. That's a terrible choice. That's a terrible choice.
Gosh, who would you pick?
Who would I pick?
Yeah.
I would choose. Okay. Yeah, I think I mean this. I got It's like you think of someone, you're like, are they really worthy? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, does that fit the mold that I want them to be? Okay, yeah, I think Joe Rogan, man. I know there's a
Wow.
lot of hate. I know there's a lot of hate for him, but I feel like he's been exposed to like he's good at conversation.
Yeah.
Regardless of how you feel about him, he's good at conversation. And I just feel like, man, I would not get tired of him asking me quality questions and having quality responses.
Yeah. Mine. Whenever you said that, I like had just thought of like who I think I would pick, and it's completely different. But I genuinely think I would pick somebody like MLK
Yeah.
or somebody like that would be just so interesting to just sit there and have that conversation with him. Like he would be like, "What is this? Like what is this game?"
Right. Can you just imagine that, man? That'd be so
Like,
awesome.
yeah, just to like like dig into like his thoughts and stuff, and just. You okay?
Yeah, my dog bit my toes.
Oh, okay.
It's cool. It's cool. I was trying to be really quiet while it happened.
But,
Anywho.
yeah, I don't know. It would just be interesting to get a perspective because we all have like our own perspective right now of like racism and stuff like that in this day and age, and it would be awesome to like compare like the things how things are now to like get his perspective of how things were then.
Right, and like, well, and how does this compare to the dream, right?
Yeah, it's not there, I don't think, in my opinion.
Yeah, but there's things that I don't think having a black president would have even been, like fathomable almost.
Yeah.
And not only that, but he got reelected.
Yeah.
So I think there's some things that I think we're behind on the dream on, for sure. But I think there's some things that far go ahead of what he thought could be accomplished. And it's not that long ago.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
Was there anything else that you wanted to touch on today?
No, obviously we're not going to do get to know you every single time. That would be redundant, and I don't know if that would fulfill a great purpose.
The greatest purpose.
Yeah, I'm glad y'all get to know us, so we don't get to know y'all. Hope you're enjoying this. No, so I really do think that this is, kind of gives a little bit of background, I guess.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
But
I don't have anything else to add. I feel good.
yeah, well, it's been a good episode, and hopefully there's many more to come. And like we said earlier, we're probably going to be taking a dive into like just like current topics and just other things that are on our mind. We're not trying to limit ourselves to anything, and we're just going to try to have awesome and productive conversations no matter what the topic is. So
Yeah.
hope
absolutely.
everyone enjoys, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.